Hey y'all, hey, it is Friday night, y'all. It's Friday night. It's been a week. So we gonna let some people come into the room. While we waiting on people to come into the room, we letting people come into the room, y'all. We letting people come into the room, and I see we got my first guest signing on. So we gonna let people come into the room. And then we just gonna talk about a little something, y'all. We gonna talk about a little something. We just waiting on people. Hey, lay on the beat. Hey, boo, hey, boo, hey, boo. I'm gonna give all my shout outs. Gonna give all my shout outs before we get started. So, while we letting people come on into the room, I want to make sure that I talk to y'all for a minute, okay? So, y'all know I'm new at this, right? And sometimes I'm going to, make mistakes. I'm learning as I go along. So the one thing that I want to tell y'all, listen, I love and appreciate all of the support. But I'm going to switch things up a little bit. Been getting a lot of feedback, right? So the way I'm going to switch things up is when I first sign on, I'm going to make sure that I give my love. I'm going to give my, shout outs and everything. But once we get into everything, I won't be able to really, give shots out the way that I do. Y'all know I get excited. If y'all know me and my personality, I get really, really excited and I love the support. It really fuels me, because to know that someone is supporting me and is there for me, it really makes me feel some sort of way, y'all. It does something to me right here. But because I have a message to get out, because I got something that it is that I want to do, I want to make sure that I'm not disrupting that in any kind of way. I want to make sure that you're able to still really get what's going on and really get in tune to what it is that we're doing. So while I'm thinking of that, before we get our first question, because I ain't got no questions just yet, I want to make sure that I tell y'all, when I tell y'all that it takes a village for so many different things that you do in your life. I don't care what it is that you do. It takes a village. So when I was younger, they used to say it takes a village to raise a child. Okay. So earlier this week, I had put something on social media, right? And I had so many people respond and help me. And I want y'all to know that I love y'all and I appreciate y'all for the response. But since this is a grown folks session, I want to tell y'all that it takes a village when you get older. There was a situation just a day ago, right? And something happened and I was feeling some sort of way about what happened. And y'all remember, I told you that you got to keep positive people around you that support you. So I sent a message to those positive people that support me. And they had to talk me off a ledge, y'all. They had to talk me off the ledge because I was feeling some sort of way about the situation. But they helped me out. They supported me. They loved me. And they spoke to me. And I took that in. And that's why I'm here for y'all today. I'm here for y'all. I'm here for me. I'm here for us. Because it's a us. This is a us thing. It's us together. We doing this. We gonna keep on going. We gonna keep on moving. And not only does it take a village for us, for those of you out there that are in a relationship, those of you that are out there that are married, I feel like it takes a village for your relationship too. Like the one thing that I said about my husband and I said that it takes a village. Not to say that you can't have single friends, because I think that that's fine too, because you have a connection with whom you have a connection with. But it takes a village in your relationship too. When you keep like-minded people around you, those people who are going through the same things that you're going through, they can understand what it is that you're going through. And when they advise you or when they listen to you, they're going to listen to you with that open mind and that open heart. They're going to hear what it is that you have to say with an open mind, and they're not going to stop you from being in that relationship or try to deter you from being in that marriage or in that relationship. They're going to support you in that because they're going through the same thing at the same time. And that's what I'm talking about, a village. Those people that are positive, gonna support you and gonna go, and they're going through the same thing at the same time that you're going through your thing. You know? So when I talk about a village, that's what I mean. It takes a village for everything. For your children, for you, for life, for relationship, for support, for everything. It takes a village. And so before I get into the next story, I want to make sure that I say hello to all of those that are just logging in now. I see we have some new people that are coming on. We have some people that have come before. And I don't really know if everybody wants me to say their name. So I'm just going to say, hey, y'all. Hey, I waved at y'all. I want to acknowledge y'all. So I got a question earlier this week. I got a question that was posed to me. And the question was, does a high body count deter you from being in a relationship? Now, everybody may not agree with what my answer is about to be, but y'all can chime in if y'all feel some sort of way about it, okay? So, I will say that women are more accepting of flaws, okay? Because I think that you kind of have to bring that into when it comes down to being in a relationship with a person. And a high body count. So for those of you that don't understand the question, does a high body count deter you from being in a relationship with a person? I think that a woman wouldn't really look into all of that. A woman would be like, well, it's about how I feel about him, her, whomever, your mate. It's about how I feel about them. It's about the fact that I want to be with them. But most men, and I'm sorry to say, that it's never going to change. There's always going to be a difference between male and female. And for a male, when they look at being with a person, that is a factor with them. They're going to think about that. Like, if they know that this person has been with a lot of different people, I think that is going to make them think differently about you and whether or not they're going to choose to be with you. But the other piece of that is, when it comes down to being with a person, I don't really believe into going into a lot about who you used to be with and what you used to do. I think that if it doesn't affect our future, then we don't really need to talk about it. Like, when I first got with my husband, I didn't really talk about a whole lot of stuff that happened back before him or before me, because I don't care what happened before me or what happened before you. That's not about who we are. It's about who we are and what we choose to do. So I also think that you have to be mindful of that. Like, don't really go off into the past. Like, once you get into things, you're going to, allow that person to come into some things that happened into the past. But you don't really want to really go off into a whole lot of what used to be before them. Because that's not about what it is. It's about what's going on between y'all right now. So, I don't know. So until we have the next question, I do want to give a few shout outs. I want to say, hey, y'all, hey, to a few people that just logged on with me, y'all. I got some family members in here. I got some people that, from Michigan. I want to say, hey, y'all, I appreciate y'all for logging in with me. What we have today is Shop Talk with Tanya. So if you've never been in here before, go on ahead and put a question down there. If y'all have any questions, if y'all have any comments or anything that I've said or anything y'all want to talk about, let's just talk about it. That's what we're here for today. So if y'all, make sure that y'all go and y'all play back from the beginning, to let y'all know what happened from the very beginning before y'all logged on. So what we doing right now is we just talking. And while we talking and while we waiting, I'm gonna take me a sip just for a little second. So I think that I'm having a little technical difficulties because I'm not really seeing any questions just yet. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's happening. Okay, it says, Barbara says, I agree with you. Let the past stay in the past. Yes, let the past stay in the past because you don't want that to affect how you feel about that person. I don't know if you guys are commenting. I don't know if I'm seeing everything. Sometimes I really have a little bit of problems with my connection. So I'm talking about letting the past be the past and letting the past stay in the past. Trying to see if I have any questions out there, y'all. And while I'm waiting on questions, want to make sure that I say hey to the new folks that's logging on. And speaking about the past, y'all know that I am like an advocate of dealing with the shit that brought you to today, right? So there are a lot of things that have happened in my past that affects me or made me who I am today. So don't be afraid. So you don't have to go into your past with your mate, but make sure that you're dealing with your past shit, because that those things that happened yesterday, they affect who you are today and they make you who you are today. But it's okay because you want to embrace it. You want to make sure you want to embrace it. You want to make sure that you are dealing with it. Don't just try to, suppress it. Cuz at one point in time, like, there were some things that I thought that I was over. There were some things that I thought that I had dealt with that I hadn't yet. I deal with it. So I had to, you know, come on inside of myself. And I had to deal with some of that past shit, some of that past hurt. So I got a question coming on. And hey, we got a
Hey.
guest joining. This is the first time I had a guest joining on my live. So before I go into my guest, I want to make sure that I give it says, how do you feel about working with your spouse or significant other? I think that's a great question. So I think that when it comes down to working with your spouse or significant other, as long as you have a connection, as long as you have a bond, so that work is work and personal is personal, then I think that everything it'll be all good. Because sometimes you do need that extra bonding time. If y'all have a goal that y'all working on together, then I don't see anything wrong with that. And then we have another question. I'm getting a lot of feedback, Gemini. I'm getting a lot of feedback. Yeah, I'm sorry I have somebody joining on my live, but I'm getting a lot of feedback. Let me see what's going on. Can you try to rejoin?
Yeah.
So then it says another question was, it said, how quick is too quick to move on after a relationship? Lay on a beat. So I think it really depends on where you were in that relationship, how significant was that relationship. Because I think that everybody has their own way of dealing with things. And I think that if that person really meant a lot to you, if you really had a lot of deep feelings for that person, I think that those feelings wouldn't allow you to move on quickly. I think that you really need to deal with that first and make sure that you've gotten that together. Because sometimes I think that before you are blessed with your forever, I think that there are some steps before you're blessed with your forever. So as long as you've dealt with that past and made sure that you've gotten that together and make sure that you're ready, because you also have to be ready to move on, because like you can't get over one person by being with another person. And I know that that's how sometimes how people really deal with that. They go from one to the next, but you got to make sure that you're ready, because those things can spill over. Like I remember back in the day, I watched No More Sheets, and it was Juanita Bynum, No More Sheets. I think that's a really, really good place to start. No More Sheets. And I don't really know if you're spiritual, but if you are, go back to No More Sheets. It teaches you about that connection that you have with each person, and every person that you're with, every person that you lay with, is just adding on, and it's piling on, and it's adding on, and it's piling on. And you got to kind of deal with those things before you're able to go into the next. I hope that helps lay on beat. So yeah. So yeah, before we go on, I'm trying to make sure y'all my connection is not so great, but getting questions in, and I appreciate y'all for logging on and being with me today. And if you got any questions, y'all make sure that y'all drop them in. Appreciate what we got going on. And was having some connection issues, so I'm going back, y'all. I'm trying to see if there was any questions that I missed. So one question that I did miss last week, and I think that this is a really good question, and I do have a few men that are on a panel, and so I want to make sure that y'all chime in on this question. The question that I missed last week was, why is it okay for a man to call a woman a bitch, but not okay for the opposite? So I want to say this. I don't believe it's okay for a man to call a woman a bitch at all. I don't use that word, not even with my girlfriends. Like, I know that there are some women that are okay with using that word with each other, but I don't use that word with my girlfriends. Period. If you hear me use that word, that means that I am to the highest level of festivity. Okay? If I use that word, that means I am so pissed. So I don't even think it's okay for me to use it with my girlfriends, let alone a man who says that they care about me and they love me, to use that. So I would not ever even use it with a man whom I love. I don't think that it's okay to use that word, period. I think that word should be taken out of your vocabulary, period. Like, calling someone a bitch, that's so disrespectful. To me, calling a person a bitch is so disrespectful. It's just as disrespectful as calling somebody dumb. Like, if I can give y'all a little story, y'all make sure that y'all follow along with me with this story. There was a time when there was somebody very important to me in my life, and they called me dumb and they called me stupid. And this was through some developmental years, some developmental times. You don't know how badly that affects a person. So to me, calling a person dumb, stupid, bitch, any type of word that would demean who they are and their character, would affect their self-esteem, period, it's not okay. It's not okay. It's not all right. Don't use names, especially in a relationship with somebody that you're supposed to love, that you're supposed to support, that you're supposed to be with. Do not use that language. You have to be mindful. Like, we are people, we are human, so we are going to get into disagreements, we're going to argue, but you also have to be an adult when you disagree or when you argue. And we can disagree with respect. Respect each other when you have a disagreement. If you are so heated to the point where you can't really articulate the way that you feel, step back. It's okay. Step back for a second. Step back for a second. Go get your mind together, get your head together, and then we can talk about it later. Because I'm not going to be with somebody who disrespects me. And I don't play name calling, because name calling, period, no matter what word you use, name calling is not okay in a relationship, period. So I know that was a little emotional. Sorry, got a little emotional on that. But that was a question that I had last week that I missed, and I wanted to make sure that I brought that up, because respecting a relationship is very important. Even in your friendships, keep that in mind. I've seen people interact with each other like, oh, that's my bitch. That nah, I'm not your bitch. And if you are my friend, if you say that you're my girlfriend, then you know that I don't play with them words. I don't play with them words. Period. I don't care who. Period. Pooh. I don't care who you are. And you saw me because I've been watching Instagram, and they be like, period. Pooh. Or I don't know if that's right. I don't know if I got it right, but that means that no. Period. So while we talking, I see we got some new people logging on. So I appreciate y'all for coming on with me. I appreciate y'all for logging on to Shop Talk on this Friday night, y'all. It's Friday night and we talking. It's talk. Yeah, yeah, KRJ. Facts. And I saw you say amen. You say, oh my God, period. Yeah, period. Pooh. Yes, 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 yes. KRJ and J9. Yes, baby. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So we got people logging on. Y'all make sure that y'all putting y'all questions in. I appreciate y'all for coming on with me. Y'all make sure that y'all putting y'all questions in. And y'all make sure that y'all logging on and y'all commenting. Yeah, period. What question did I miss? Let me see. I think I missed the question. Let me go back. Let me go back. Let me go back. Was there a question that I had? Let me see that I have a question. So what y'all don't know is I got my camera woman in the back. She watching me because she done told me that I've been missing stuff. Hey everybody. Yeah, you hear her saying, hey everybody, because I've been told that I've been missing stuff. And so two comments before Nana said amen. Let me see. So Mama said amen. And somebody said I had a question before that. If we're talking about significant other, I already answered that question. Is that what you're speaking of? No, it says if your ex's friend hit on you, is it okay to pursue or is he or she off limits? Ooh, I didn't see that question. It said, give me the question again. I'm sorry, I'm getting the question from the back. What's the question again? If your ex's friend hit on you, is it okay to pursue or is he or she off limits? It said, if your ex's friend hit on you, is it okay to pursue or is that person off limits? Oh my goodness. I am going to say, if you are looking to go towards something, if you want to be in a commitment, that person ain't gonna take you serious. At least not too many situations. Now I've seen like a one-off where that friend knows that their friend wasn't right, and they'll be like, oh, but I love them so much, I want to be with them so much, that they actually work it out. But if you are looking to be respected and be in a committed relationship, that is totally off limits. Like, you shouldn't even be like entertaining anything, because what type of friend are they to that friend? Like, loyalty means a lot. Because when you say that somebody is your friend, there is a connection. There's something. Because don't think for 1 minute that before y'all actually committed to each other, everybody knows. Y'all had that conversation. They done talked about you in some kind of way, whether it be man, boy, woman, or girl. They've had a talk about you before that. So you you kind of knew, like, no, period. I don't care how old you are. I don't care what you're looking for. I don't care if you're looking. No, 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 no. Don't do it. Don't touch them. Don't look at it. And then, this is my thing. If you say that you my friend, and if I've done something, or if I touched that, if I put my hand on that at all, don't you touch nothing that I never touched. I don't care if it was 10 years ago. Don't you never touch nothing that I done touched. And you supposed to be my poster. And you supposed to be my friend. Don't you never touch nothing that I done touched. You keep your hand off it. Keep your hand off it. Don't never touch nothing that I done touched. That ain't being no friend. And that ain't being true. That ain't being loyal. That ain't being nothing. Use a hoe. Now, did I put myself in the camera enough? Because somebody told me to put myself in the camera. Use a hoe, and you're going to be treated as such. You're garbage. And that's what they're going to treat you like. No. Don't touch nothing that I've never touched. Don't try to be with nobody I've never been with. Not at all. Because, see, and then I get to wondering, are we really friends? If you want to touch something that I have touched, and if you want to be with somebody that I have been with,
How long you been watching? How long you been waiting? How long you been wanting? You ain't my friend. Off with your head. I don't want to have nothing to do with you. I'm out. Move around. Cause you ain't nothing to me. Somebody said nasty. You doggone right. You doggone right, my nasty. Nasty. I don't want to have nothing to do with anybody that I done called my girl, my friend. We don't even need to have this conversation. See, because women talk, men talk. Everybody talk. And why are we comparing notes? Why are we comparing notes? Why we want to talk about the same piece? I'm so cool on that. I'm so cool. I'm good. I'm good. Next. Next. You see that got me in my feelings a little bit, y'all. But that was pretty cool. That was pretty cool. She got me in my feelings. It says, what's the best way to approach a situation with someone that is known to be extremely sensitive? I think it depends on the situation. I'm sensitive myself. Like I am definitely like I'll be your greatest support. I will help you. I will do whatever for you, but I'm very sensitive. And I think that as long as you approach a person in love and you're not trying to front them off, like my girlfriends know if there is really truly something that you have to say to me, now don't go and talk about it or talk about me to someone else and then think that like it's okay. Like come to me, and as long as the situation is not upset, as long as we're not like, cuz I mean like, me and my girlfriends, we've kind of had like a little disagreement. But I mean, like, you can tell when a person comes to you with love. You can tell when a person is coming to you because they want to keep that friendship, because they want to make sure that they just I got a problem, sis. I got a problem. It's something that you did that I don't agree with. And it's just me and you. It's just me and you talking. You ain't got to worry about me fronting you off, and you don't got to worry about me telling nobody else. And even with the fellas, because and I think that that's really important with fellas too, because fellas, y'all so strong that y'all don't really tell each other how y'all feel. So y'all don't even really know how y'all feel, but it's okay as long as it's respectful. And I know you're sensitive, but as long as you're respectful, you got to hear my heart. You got to hear my heart. Because if we're friends, then that means that you understand me and you know me. And you know that I don't mean no harm in what it is that I'm saying. But because I'm feeling some kind of way, and this is going to affect our friendship, I got to tell you how I feel. And I love you. I always finish it up. I love you. Let them know that you love them. Let them know that you love them, but I got to tell you how I feel. I got to tell you what's on my mind. Because something you did is bogus. You're bogus. And I don't like what you did. But I'm going to tell you when it's just me and you. And if y'all drink together, let's have a little drink. We gonna toast to this one. And we ain't never gotta talk about it no more. And that's the other thing about it. When you bring something up with a person, whether it be a friendship or whether it be a relationship, when you bring something up to a person after y'all talk about it, make sure it got to be just like the Bible say. We throw it into the sea of forgiveness. Okay, I'm gonna speak a little Bible to y'all because right about now we need that. We need some religion. I don't care what religion you are. I don't care what you believe in. You need a little something right now. So after you talk about it, you throw it away. Throw it away. Don't keep bringing it up to that person about what it is that they did. Because I know that sometimes when you talk about things, if something else happened that's reminiscent of what it is that we talked about, you may tend to go back and revisit what it is that happened before. But after we talk about it and after we clear air, we don't got to go through that no more. But making sure that you're clear in your communication, though. Also be clear about your communication, because sometimes you can be irritated about something, you can not like something, but you are not really clear about what the problem is, because sometimes people are so sensitive and they just be like, I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like it. You don't like what though? You don't like what? If you don't understand what it is that you don't like, or what it is that I did that you don't agree with, how can I know what you don't like and what you don't agree with? Because if you're not clear, then I may make that same mistake again. Something may happen where I may do it again. Because you didn't really clearly tell me what it is that you don't like. Be clear. Be clear in your communication. Communication is the key no matter what relationship it is. Be clear in your communication. Say everything with love. Do everything with love. And I believe that no matter how sensitive a person is, when you do it with love, when you come to them with love, they got to hear your heart. And that's that. So, hey, y'all, to those that's coming in, want to say, hey, y'all, we got some new people logging on. We got some new people joining. Hey, y'all, hey. Okay, and then it says, oh my goodness, you are coming with them tonight. It says, how would you tell your significant other that their body odor is off? Oh my God. So first of all, you ever went to go get the rag before? If you ever went to go get the rag, wash up under your arms. Instead of wiping them right there, wash under their arms first, then you wipe them down there. No, but like if your significant other's body odor is off, and there shouldn't be a such thing when you're grown, because I think that everybody should know how to wash. But if there so if there's a situation that person needs to know about, you got to tell them. You know what I'm saying? Because that could really affect how you feel about a person or how you see a person. Like if you, I mean, your body odor, that's confusing to me. Cause like, I can't do nothing with you. I can't do nothing with you. Y'all see these pearly whites? I can't do nothing with you. And you're nasty. You're nasty. I mean, right about now, that's what this corona is all about, is nastiness. You got to be washing. Not just, people think sanitizer is a cure for everything. No, it's not. Soap and water has been since the beginning of time, soap and water. Okay? Wash yourself. Wash. Okay? Sometimes if you need to do it two, 3 times a day, wash. And if your mate don't know how to wash himself properly, step on in the shower with him. Make it sexy. If it's something about him that shit, step on in the shower with him. Help him wash it. You say thank you. Stop expecting people to read between the lines. You are so right. Don't expect nobody to read between the lines. Be clear. It say tag me in. Now you have to say something. Now what you say about it, say not what you say, but how you say it. That's so right. That's so right, sis. It's not what you say, but it's how you say it. It says your thought on culture vultures. Um, can kind of elaborate a little bit on that? I
Like white people wearing braids.
so so my camera woman broke down culture vultures. Let me say this. I am from, so let me say I was born in a place where racism is alive and well, and they saw it this week with all of the protesting and things like that. And not just this week, but like this president has brought light to a lot of people's outlook that you never know that they look like that. They you never know that they thought about you like that. And this is my thing, like it's okay to admire, but understand that there are things that make me me. It's some things about me that just makes me me. That's why you love me, because I am who I am. And it kind of bothers me a little bit when people try to do what we do. Because understand there is a line, and I don't care who you are, I don't care who your friends are, and I don't care how you grew up or where you grew up. There is a line. Because you can't never understand a whole lot of stuff about each person. Like, there are a lot of different ethnicities that I don't understand a lot about. Now, you're my friend, and you teach me as we go along in our friendship. You've taught me those things. You've opened my mind up to a whole lot of things. But I love you and respect you, and I understand. And is it flattering? You know what? I can't really. You said, is it flattering? And I'm gonna tell you about this situation, Kay. And this is not just about culture vultures. This is about imitation, okay? So I saw a situation the other day, and it got under my skin just a little bit. Just a little bit, it got under my skin. But then I called some people and I talked to some people, and they told me, and it brought me down. And then I had to realize there is a place for everybody. And yes, you're right, KRJ. Imitation is the best form of flattery. But at that time, I didn't feel flattered. I just felt like you was stealing my shit. You was stealing my shit. You knew that was my idea. Nick, I brought you on. I brought you on to what it is that I was doing. But then I had to talk to somebody who brought me out of it and said, when you're an influencer, and that's what we are, regardless of what it is, you're an influencer. And when you're an influencer, people gonna copy you. That's what's gonna happen. And that lets you know that you're doing something right. You're doing something right because people doing what you're doing. They like what it is that you now they may not never tell you, I like what you're doing, and I'm gonna try to do it myself, and I'm gonna try to do it my way. But it's okay. Because when you see it, know that that's you. You a trendsetter, baby. Take it, embrace it. I'ma eat it up. I'm a trendsetter. I'm gonna do what I'm doing. And when you do it, you can have your audience and I'm gonna have mine. But just know that the footprint is mine, baby. You walking in my footprint and I'm okay with it. I'm gonna step on and I'm gonna step strong. And it's all good. And then she said, it said, I laugh because I would want to be me too. Yo, knock, knock. You so right. People want to be you. Black nail polish, you've always been you. And can't nobody be you but you. And you've always been okay with being you. And I think that that's the thing when people start to imitate or copy, it's because they don't know who it is that they want to be. So you understand that, like, as you're growing up and your parents teach you, they can only teach you so much, but they can't teach you who it is that you need to be. And sometimes people copy because they don't even know what it is that they want to do. So they're going to try a little bit of this and they're going to try a little bit of that. So maybe you tried some of what it is that I got. Now, you ain't got what I got to do what it is that I do. You tried it. You tried it. But it's all good because you ain't going to never be me. But you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to be strong and I'm going to be big about it. And I'm going to support you in what it is that you do. I just got that lesson just right now, y'all. I just got that lesson just right now. Because I still got to be open and I still got to support. Even if you are imitating something that I have done, I have to understand and know it's room for everybody. He gave me something so that I could give it to you. And I can't reach everybody. So then maybe you over there, when you try to do it, you're going to reach somebody else. So we're going to all come on in. We're going to all come on in this room for all of us. And I appreciate you. Because after you took that from me, somebody going to see where it came from. Somebody going to see that it is that I started that. And I'm going to come on up to where it is that I'm supposed to be. So, appreciate you, baby. Thank you for putting me on. Because somebody saw that idea. It says, how do you feel like the How do you feel about the abortion ban laws? Whoo! Now you coming with something, girl. You coming with something. Um, there's never been a subject that I've never touched before, and I won't start today. And I'll tell you that that is a very personal question because I myself have been there, and I feel like nobody can tell me what it is that I need to do with my body or what's best for me or what I need to do. I think that every person has a right to choose. I think that each thing has to fit the situation. You are not in my shoes. You don't know the details. So you cannot tell me what it is that I need to be doing with my body. And if I say that right now is not the time, right now is not the situation, then who are you to tell me that I'm wrong? Who are you to tell me that it is not okay what I choose to do with my body? Because I know, you know how many unwanted children there are out there? Why there are so many children that are unplaced or so many children that are in homes. You saw those memes when they were saying about this lockdown and they were talking about children who were at home with abusive parents, parents that didn't want them. Don't tell me what to do with my body. Don't tell me what it is that I need to be doing. You don't know my situation. You can't choose for me. Abused, used, even if it was not even abused, even if it was just that one night stand with that, and I'm sorry, y'all, I almost said nigga. Y'all saw me say nigga. Even if it was with that one that you know he didn't like you, but y'all just happen to like each other enough just to lay for 1 second. And I'm not saying that you should use it as a form of birth control, but sometimes things just happen. It is what it is, and let's just be honest. Can't nobody tell me what to do with me. You ain't in this body, and you ain't got to raise them. You ain't got to take care of them. You ain't got to do none of that. Stay up out my business. I know you said, I know you meant abused kids. Yeah, abused kids. But even abused, yo, mate, you can be abused by somebody you supposed to be in a relationship though with, KRJ. You can abused. Yeah. And Tanya, yes. Yeah, manipulation at its finest. Yeah, 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 yeah. So I think that people really need to mind their business. Mind their business. Cause you don't know what a person's situation is. And y'all excuse the tears, excuse the emotion. Y'all don't know what it is because I've definitely seen it from all sides. I've also seen what a person goes through, and that's right. Not you ain't got to carry them. And say, I mean, being abused by a parent who didn't want the kids. Yeah, yeah. And then Jen says it says smaller black children are status symbols for the wealthy, and it's crazy. It's crazy when somebody is just using you as a pawn or using you for what it is that you can do for them, but not really loving you. Because you listen, children are needy. They are very needy. And if you don't want them, that becomes a task for you. That becomes then a task for you. And please, for those who are single parents, that is definitely a task. So if you don't want them, don't have them. I don't think that nobody should be able to tell you. You say you respectfully disagree. You respectfully disagree with what, Trina? Are you saying to have children? What do you respectfully disagree with? Please tell. Let's talk about it. I'm waiting on her to for her to respond because I this is definitely a conversation. I want to see what you respectfully disagree with. I don't know if it was smaller. Jennifer's comment when it says smaller black children are status symbols for the wealthy. Ooh, you talking about those who have adopted black kids who are not black? Is that what you're talking about? And tell me why you why you respectfully disagree, KRJ. Let's talk about it for a moment. Because right about now, you are seeing the wealthy has always run the world. Okay. The wealthy has always run the world. So tell me why you respectfully disagree. What's your response for that? Let's see what's your response for that. Um, I can remember movies from back in the day from wealthy people who adopted out. And as I get older and I look at those movies now, I don't know. It says, Knox says, I don't trust them, and that's based on my experience in the spaces I've lived in. Um, See, that's the thing. Like everybody, like, and that's a good thing. Like your experience shapes who you are and the way that you think. Like I think that KRJ, I think that with the way that you grew up, maybe might be different. And Knox says in the industry, I see a lot of what Jen is talking about. Yeah. Yeah, and that's what I was talking about. Like some movies that I watched back in the day, I didn't really understand what it is that I was looking at. Like if you remember Josephine Baker, if you remember Josephine Baker, like she had a tribe of children. They were from all backgrounds, all everything. Now, although she had some things going on with her, it was just like, not to say that those children were a symbol of, but I don't really know if she really knew what it is that she was doing. Like when she was bringing all of those children, when she was adopting all of those children, if y'all ever remember the Josephine Baker story. But I don't really know if she knew what she was doing when she was adopting all those different children. And this is the thing. When you adopt children, I'm sorry, yeah, I'm wiping. It's not Corona. That was just a little me being a little emotional earlier. And like Madonna, yes, like Madonna. So when you're adopting all of those children, are you really like bringing someone in to help you raise them? Because now I don't care what you say, our backgrounds differ. And the lesson, like, now let me tell you something. The lessons that I teach my black children are different from the lessons that you're going to have to teach your white children. And I'm sorry, y'all, to be like that. I'm sorry, but not sorry. Because the lessons that we have to learn are going to be different. I have a son, I have a black male. And the lessons that I watch First 48 and I watch Live PD, I watch all of that. And this is real stuff. And the lessons that I am going to have to teach him is totally different from what you're going to have to teach your son. I've seen the tolerance, I've seen the excuses, I've seen all of that. What y'all say about that? Because we differ. I don't care what you say, and I don't care if your best friend is white or black. It's a difference. And especially like you said, Naka, in the industry, you have seen a lot of different things. And it's a lot of different experiences that you've had being around a lot of different people, because money brings about a lot of different things. Like you're opened up to a whole lot of differences. And it says, KRJ says, my experiences, I know white people who have adopted black children, their reasons are legit. What were their reasons? Like, did they seek out black children? What were their reasons for that? And then, like, how are those kids thriving right now? Like, I would like to know, how are they thriving right now? And I'm not saying that love can't conquer all. I'm not saying that you can't love those children and just raise them. I'm not saying that, because they may be in a situation where they might not ever experience that. But I don't think that you can ever go through life without having one experience to show you who you are. And maybe that's just because of where I grew up at. I don't think that there's a way to not have at least one experience. I don't know. Yeah, the industry ain't no, and you know what, not you said the industry ain't no joke. Like, and even though I want to break through, I, I'm still praying and hoping that I keep some things that are me. that I don't really go all the way into, you know? And then KRJ says, one of my friends was adopted by a white family. They did it because they saw how saturated with black kids. They did it because they saw how saturated black kids. Like, I mean, but what was her like what was her experience about that? And it says, and they felt if they could help them get out of the system. I mean, I understand the love for people and the love for children and wanting to help them get out of the situation that they were once in. You know, I get it. I get it. You know, I'm just saying that I feel like our backgrounds are still what they are. No matter who adopts you, no matter who raises you, your skin is your skin, and you can't change that. But they let her be what she was or who she was. They let her be who she was. Yeah, they and I appreciate that they didn't force her to be anything she wasn't comfortable with. She listened to hip hop. I mean, but is hip hop the only thing that makes you black though? Because I think there are a lot of other things that make you black. Not make you black, because you are just black. You are who you are. So I don't know. Y'all and y'all know today is going a lot deeper than I ever thought before. These are some topics that we've not really touched on before. And I hope that a lot of people out there are really getting something from this. And if you do have a comment or a question about anything that's said, I hope that you do, go ahead and make a comment. And if you don't feel comfortable with making a comment here, you can always inbox me, because I'm very open, and I'll bring your comment or question on, and I'll make sure that I keep it anonymous. And then KRJ says she embraced her black culture and they encouraged it. And that's good, that they did that. And I'm not saying that every experience has to be a negative experience. I'll never say that, because I've definitely come across or had some good experiences. I've had some negative, very negative experiences, but I've also had some great experiences as well. So I never say that it wasn't a good thing or that they aren't good people, because I don't know who they are. Because just like I don't want you judging me, I'm not going to judge you. And then Jen says, taking them to a museum, reading a book, a tutorial can't give a black child the same experience as living in the life. Now, KRJ, what do you say to that? Because that is a good point now. That is a good point. Because how do you help them embrace who they are? Like, are you making sure that you, like, I mean, did they get in touch with her other family? Did they find, it says what life? I think that she means like just being black. I think she just means just being black. Like, I mean, you have to admit, regardless to where you grew up at, you have to admit that there is just being black, just period. Like, you know, there are some experiences, like I said, there are some experiences that we're going to have. I don't care where you grew up at. You're going to have that one experience. And then she may not even be prepared to react when she is faced with that. It says I spoke. I don't think that being speaking proper is like a thing though, about being black or whatever. I don't think being speaking proper, like, what is, it says I spoke too proper. What does being speaking proper like have to, I don't know. Is that like, does that mean that you're not black because you speak proper? I don't know. It says it goes back to community and fellowship with those who look like you. Exactly. And I think that knock I think that that's, hey, I think that that's Jen's point, is that you do have to, and what my mama said, you always have to ingratiate yourself. Like, I think that was the point that Jen is making, that you have to make sure that you're around that so that you can understand that, because there are some situations that you're never going to understand because you are not. I think it goes back to that. And Knox says, I've been called white girl, Oreo, and all that, but I know from real life experience is black exact that I'm black. Yeah. Like, and that's what I said. You're always gonna know who you are. It's gonna be a situation, it's gonna be something that's gonna remind you who you are. And I don't care how much you're liked by whom or what, you're always going to be reminded at one point in time about who you are. Y'all notice that I haven't even picked up my cup at all because this is getting real deep, y'all. And it says, I was always rejected by the people who looked like me. KRJ, that is not true, girl. Because no, and I can't tell you about your experience, so let me not disrespect that. I will not. What I will say is that it says I grew up around white folks, spoke like a white girl, and was always made fun of by the people who look like me. I think that like people sometimes, and that's why I said, because you say yes, it was my experience, and I'll never disrespect your experience. I think that sometimes people don't understand things that are different, because you can take a person from the south side to the west side to the east side, and there may be some differences there, and there may be, sometimes where the west side makes fun of the south side and the south side makes fun of the east side, but when it all comes down to it, we're all the same. So and I apologize, I'm sorry that that was your experience, but i don't I don't know. I think that's a very like touch, touchy subject, and I don't want to go too far in it because I don't want to disrespect, or downplay what your experience was. And then it says speech and diction is always important. Regard, you are so right. You are so right. Cause when I'm at work, I definitely don't talk like this. It says at Jennifer, I agree, but when you are a little girl, you don't know. Yeah, I mean, definitely there are a lot of experiences, like I said, that make us who we are. But that doesn't mean that you should not embrace your culture. Now, you could be friends with whoever you want to be friends with. I'm never going to say that. It says, Knox says, being in a predominantly white space all the time, regardless of black folks teasing me, I knew where home was, but I understand that experience. And you know what, Knox? I think that that's really important. I think that, like, but you also had strong parents. I think that therein is the difference. Like when you have strong parents who teach you who you are, and yes, they allow you to be who you are and allow you and embrace those experiences that you will have, and not just teach you like this is black is right, but they open you up to everything. Because when you're different as a child, just period, I think your parents try to embrace that just in general. You know what I'm saying? They embrace that, but you still have to know who you are, and regardless to who raised you, you still have to be a strong person, especially a strong black individual. And I'm sorry, especially given this current climate. Given this current climate, you have to be a strong black individual, minority, period. Black, brown, you have to be strong. That's just what it is, because you are judged as soon as they see you. They don't even have to see you. When we're talking about, let's just talk about looking for jobs. Okay, let's talk about looking for jobs. And as soon as they read your resume, they judge you on your name. When they fill out when they ask you fill out those things like your ethnicity, they judge you by all of that. So you just have to be strong to just know who you are, just period. And regardless to who raises you, as long as they raise you to be strong and to love you and embrace everything about you, you can't go wrong with that. And Knock is replying to KRJ. And y'all look, oh, y'all, do y'all realize how long we've been on? Do y'all realize how long we've been on? And I'm going to read this last comment. It says, it took a long time for me to embrace it, so I'm glad I did. My experience has made room for me to be comfortable in all spaces. And you know what, KRJ? And that's because you had something that it is that you're supposed to do. Your experience was different from Naka's experience, and different from Jen's experience, and different from my experience, because we all got somewhere where we need to be. It's a big old place out here, and it's something out here for everybody. And it's been my hour. And I'm going to tell y'all that I love y'all and I appreciate y'all for locking on with me. This has been a different thing today. This went somewhere where we've never went before. And I appreciate y'all. And for anybody that came on and y'all heard us talking about culture, please no one get offended. And please don't take it as I don't love you, because I do, because everybody's experience is something different, and everybody is going to go through something different. And for those who logged on and came in and came out, y'all make sure that y'all log on to my first part, and let y'all know why it says we can switch hats quickly. And I love that about us. Executive, you doggone right, baby. We go from hood, we go from 0 to 100 real quick. So I want to say that I love y'all, and y'all make sure that y'all log on with me next week, Friday, because we're going to bring it back. We're going to bring it back. Y'all get y'all questions together. Anything that happens to y'all and y'all experience through this week, y'all make sure that y'all logging on with your girl. Y'all make sure that y'all like, post, share, and comment. And y'all come on back with me Friday. Shop Talk with Tanya next week. Love y'all, and I'm out.